Thank you so much, Kathy, and She Rises Studios for this opportunity. I am just super excited to be in this space with these other aligned women. So thank you truly. And I'm actually going to start this a little different. I'm going to read a poem that is going to hopefully make sense when it's all said and done. And so we're going to dive into it. So she evolved through a life of ease. She did not wake up powerful. She woke up tired, tired of shrinking, tired of performing, and tired of being everything for everyone. And ladies, you definitely know what I'm talking about. And more importantly, and sadly, nothing for herself. So she began with one letter, E. She chose to embrace the woman in the mirror, not the filtered version, not the future version, but the present one, here, right now. Soft, scared, yet becoming. She learned to energize her body with movement, her mind with truth, her spirit with stillness, no longer surviving on fumes, instead, fueled by intention. She dared to empower her voice. She spoke boundaries without apology. She said no without a paragraph. She said yes without guilt. She stopped asking for permission to fully exist. She decided to evolve, not loudly, not for applause, but daily, in the small habits, in the courageous conversations, in choosing discipline over distraction, in choosing purpose over pressure. And when the world tried to rush her, she remembered to move with ease. When comparison whispered lies, she chose expansion. When mistakes tried to shame her, she met herself with grace. When everything felt uncertain, she returned to alignment. This was her life of ease. Not perfection, not performance, but a practice. She elevates, she expands, she expresses, she endures, she embodies. And now, she doesn't just exist, she radiates. She is not who she was, she is not who she will be, but she's evolving intentionally. She evolved through a life of ease, and she's just getting started. And more importantly, she is you. Whew. I hope that resonated. I hope that spoke to you. I hope you saw yourself in she, because that is a lot of us on the day to day. And I felt it was really necessary to just start with something powerful to center us, connect us, and just hit home a little bit more. And so, what a life of ease is a transformational ecosystem that I didn't actually even realize I was building and creating for the last 10 years. And it's been such a beautiful birthing that has this new light. And so this transformational ecosystem allows me to support creatives, women, entrepreneurs in amplifying their voice, which is so beautiful and so necessary. Amplifying their visibility, right? And helping and supporting them step into their CEO version in their life, business, and purpose, more importantly. And just to clarify, CEO, when I use that term, I'm talking about the confident, efficient, and optimized version of you, right? And it's just a really beautiful space to be in to support individuals and creatives and entrepreneurs, because a lot of times we feel alone, yet we're not. But when we actually show up as our authentic self and are vulnerable, we find our tribe. And that's what it's really about. And so through the Life of Ease, there's a 7E framework that I typically will take individuals through. Obviously, when we're connecting and meeting, there might be certain E's we're starting with, but when it's all said and done, the framework consists of embracing your authentic self. And more importantly, embracing where you are today, right now, and embracing where you came from. A lot of people decide to try to cut out certain parts of their story. That is a part of who you are, that shaped you, that molded you, that it provides you the essence of who you are. The good, the bad, the ugly is a part of you. And once you truly, authentically own that, it will energize you into the second E with a level of confidence, clarity that is just necessary to allow you to expand where you are destined to go, expand your reach, right? And from expansion, you are empowered. You empower yourself by stepping into your own authority, and you empower others. Whether you want to or not, whether that's your goal or it's not, you are empowering others when you step into your authentic self and you show up as a CEO in your life and your business. So you get embrace, you energize, you expand, you empower, you elevate, and you evolve with more ease in your life as a whole. And the ease part is super important to me because it's a new awareness, a new lifestyle that I've been adapting. And I truly love it. And I want that for every person. Because my backstory was I was working in exhaustion without really even realizing it. I mean, working 2, 3 jobs at a time, 19 hours sometimes a day, just being a robot, going in flow, being, the superwoman who just needs to get things done. And that's just how I was operating. And it felt normal and, quote unquote, easy. It was gracefully kind of panning out. And what actually shifted for me and further birthed this ease mentality was 6 months ago. Well, a little over 6 months ago in August, I had to get a hip replacement. Okay. And that hip replacement literally had me sit down. I was a little stubborn. I was still trying to move and groove and get some things, going and stay busy. But it really did hit me. I was not in a space at that time to move and operate in the manner I was used to. So I had to learn to do things differently. And that was extremely empowering for me to have this awareness and then have to make a new powerful decision about how I'm going to power pivot. And the power pivot for me was the surgery. So during that time of resting, I was able to really sit with self and rest my mind, my body, and just my spirit, because I didn't really understand or how exhausted all of me was because it was just go mode. And so that is how, furthermore, the life of ease was birthed, was through that awareness of sitting still and seeing the level and layers of the ecosystem come together. And just a little background for that is a little over 10 years ago, I was modeling. From modeling, then I started coaching models. Then I got into producing fashion shows. And then I got into photography. And it was just layer and layer. And a lot of it didn't make sense. But I just kept going because there was this fire inside of me that was pulling me that way. And so I listened to my intuition. And again, now in this present day, this persistence, this staying focused on a mission that I didn't even know was a mission has gotten me here, and it's birthed the Life of Ease ecosystem. And I love the fact that these lived experiences that I've had positions me to help women and creatives in the different aspects that they are needing to be met in. So, for example, I can provide you a photo shoot and I can coach you on confidence and I can coach you on posing because I walk those shoes, right? I produce events that provide visibility for creatives and entrepreneurs to be seen, to scale their business, to scale their reach, right? And so that is the beauty, furthermore, of the Life of Ease ecosystem and how I interact with people and support them. And in terms of being a CEO, the confident, efficient, optimized version of yourself. And furthermore, like what that means is we all have these stories we tell ourselves, right, in our minds about how we should be operating, how the world sees us, how we see ourselves. And so I wanted to just kind of break down a few of the terms of confidence and visibility and ease, because I do feel like those three, when they come together, is very, very magical. And those are some of the three propelling points for somebody. So in terms of 3 tips of to be confident, first and foremost, feel good, you feel good. And that is super necessary. And when I say that, you have to know yourself. You have to know what that means to you. Because for some people, it's glitz and glamour. For some people, it's, an all black uniform that's powerful. Understand what it means to you and do that. Okay? Because when you look good, you feel good, and your confidence is at a higher level. And that's just how you want to be operating for yourself, right? Most importantly, speak before you are ready. Trust me putting myself out here right now is quote unquote uncomfortable. Yet what I had to realize is bigger than me, and it's time to stretch myself and expand myself for the bigger purpose. And so that's why I'm here today. And most important in terms of the confidence is going to be anchor yourself in identity. For me, I know who I am and whose I am, and that allows me to move a certain way. That allows me to interact a certain way because I am very confident and I understand who I am and whose I am, right? So those are my 3 tips in terms of like confidence and boosting your confidence. Again, that's going to be when you look good, you feel good. You speak before you feel ready, and anchor yourself in identity. And then we're going to go into the 3 tips for visibility. Be seen consistently, not perfect. Perfect, we all know there's no such thing, yet we still try to be perfect. And if that's what you're going to do, just be mindful of what that looks like for you, because you can set yourself up for success to quote unquote be a little bit more perfect or a little bit more put together. But don't let that stop you. You being you, your authentic self, and showing up accordingly is what it is all about. If there's a little bit of this right here, a little paperwork, that's okay. You've been busy, you've been in the work, you've been doing things. That makes sense, okay? So again, it's more important to just show up consistently. And when I say consistently, understand what that means for you. If that's 1 time a week, own that, give that to yourself. And when you own that and make that new powerful decision for yourself, that is when you are able to then do a power pivot. Tell yourself, I'm going to show up for for a month of 1 time a week. Build that habit. Do that consistently. Once you got that together, maybe make it 2 days, make it 3 days, but get the consistency flow first and foremost. Okay. Number 2, in terms of visibility, share your value and your voice. Trust me, I don't even like how I sound most of the time, but I have to remember at the end of the day, my anchor it's bigger than me. Everything I went through is for a reason, and it's to help someone else expand wherever they need to. I can now advise them accordingly. And so that is the reason, I put myself out here and work on being visible and sharing my value and the knowledge I have, because it is to support other people on their journey. And then 3, you want to position yourself in the right rooms, okay? Whether it's networking events, panels, collaborating with certain individuals, that is truly what it's about. So those are 3 tips, again, for visibility, being consistent, not perfect, sharing your voice and your value, and then position yourself in the right rooms. Now, this word ease, I know it might sound a little foreign to a lot of people. What is that? And like, oh, how do I bring that into my life, right? And so ease could be many things for different people. But the 3 tips I have around ease are: simplify your focus. This busy world we live in, trust me, I get it. There's so much going on, but everything doesn't need our attention, first and foremost. So slowing down to really understand and decide what deserves our focus, what deserves our energy, right? Is first and foremost. Then number 2 is creating systems. Systems will take away stress and overwhelm. Yes, creating systems might take a little bit more time, but when it's said and done, that's when the ease comes in. That's when you are less stressed and overwhelmed because you have these systems in place to help support you, your business, and your life. And when I'm talking about systems, again, this could be like having a very strong morning routine and night routine. That is going to change your life if you have that in place, right? And then you want to protect your energy daily. Your energy is currency. Your energy, you get to control that to a very large extent. And if you're even in situations where you're feeling your energy being drained, no, I have an energy list that I created for myself. Like if I need energy and I only have 5 minutes to spare, I'm gonna go to this playlist. If I have 15 minutes, maybe I'll go to a YouTube video of a curated list that I created for myself. Or I'm gonna go for a walk. Figure out what will energize you, write it out so that it's in your handy dandy little like notebook, your phone, etc., so that you can powerfully pivot when needed. Yet on the flip side, also be very honest with yourself and understand and look at what is draining your energy. Whether that's time, people, environments, we have to get real with ourselves to understand where our energy is being leaked. Without that knowledge, we can't have a powerful pivot within our ease and our energy, right? And so just keep in mind that confidence gets you moving, visibility is going to get you seen, and ease is going to keep you sustainable. And that's how you empower, energize, and elevate without burnout. Because that's ultimately the goal, is to be operating with more ease and less exhaustion in one's life. So that is my talk. I truly hope that resonated with all of you and that there were some gems that made sense to you that, you can sit and reflect on as well. I'll be here for the question and answers. So I look forward to connecting with you there. Thank you so much for the opportunity.